Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Friday, and that means we talk with a non-QM lender, which can be a lifesaver for lots of you, or frankly, too expensive because you can still get your 10 loans, and I am personally jealous.
Yes.
Mr. Stephen Dow, how are you, sir?
Oh man, another day, another dollar, but keeping your dream alive and love being on this channel. So yeah, welcome back. Or for myself, I'm glad to be back because I had to take a little hiatus. A lot of stuff on the plate that we had to kind of iron out.
Yeah, it's fine.
Pretty much settled now, but yeah, I want to get back to cracking it again because
there you go.
We're doing a lot of good stuff out here.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about here in episode number 3. But before we get into that, give the marketing spiel so you don't get in trouble.
Thank you, sir. Although I work happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel are that of my own. And yeah, let's get it going.
There you go. So one thing I thought we would do, right? Episode number 1, we highlighted why I personally am choosing to lock in some 30-year money. We talked about offices and apartments, which is not normal. We talked about fixed rates, 30-year AM versus 2025. There's all kinds of things that are really powerful here. Episode number 2, we talked about a BRRRR project. Somebody added a master suite, you helped them out, short term, all those things. But I thought I would ask you here is, we've been doing this, I think 6 months together now, maybe 5. I think it's been 6.
Right.
And I'm just curious, what is the one rental at a time family up to? All right. Are they doing out of state? They doing blankets, apartments? What are my students and followers doing? I'm just curious.
All and everything above so far. Now, it initially started off mainly with non-owner residential as far as 1 to 4s. And then it slowly started to transition because I think, again, the basis of the channel, one rental at a time, you're getting a lot more of like people like understanding and realizing your story and that they could do it themselves. So they got to start with their, first 4, so on and so forth. So it's been a slow transition from mainly that to now apartment buildings.
Oh, cool.
To where now they understand the full 30-year fixed, perspective really makes sense for them because, yeah, they're in the middle of a 5-year fixed, but on a 20 or 25-year amortization.
Yeah, that I got people that I'm. If you own an apartment building or you're thinking about buying one, do the math. I mean, the math don't lie, because again, I own these and I just got out of them. Typically speaking, you're going to have at my level, right? I'm 20 units and below. I'm not hundreds of units, and I only talk about what I do. So usually it's a 5 or 7 year fixed and adjustable after that, but also it's either 20 and sometimes you can push to 25-year amortization. And folks, if you don't do the math, you're going to be shocked at the payment difference between 25 years and 30 years. So again, the deals that I got done and that Stephen brings is 30-year fixed, 30-year fixed, not 25, not 20.
And amortization.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. So I'm glad you brought that up. So again, let's go back to the beginning. So in the beginning, it makes total sense to me. People were starting with single family homes, 1 rental at a time, residential. That's where I think the opportunities are. I'm curious, were there people doing, hey, I live in Cali or, wherever, and I'm buying.
Oh yeah, no, we got a gentleman that we helped out, lives in Hawaii.
Oh,
and we did financing for several. We did a blanket loan on several properties in Texas.
Dude, you're living in Hawaii. You're living good. I don't know who that is, but shout out for living in Hawaii, the land of the dream. So that's good. So people are doing out of state investing. That's a big deal.
Yep.
Right. Live where you want, but invest where the numbers make sense. That's cool.
Correct.
Anybody do a blanket loan like they were buying?
That was a blanket loan.
Oh, it was. Okay.
No, six properties in Texas.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Yeah.
Or them, I should say.
Yes, sir.
Anybody doing like real cheap properties and thus they have, like 30, 40, 50K properties and they have to put them together?
Yes. I've got a few of that as well, that they start off on the smaller end, even buying in, say, the $100,000 range. Yeah. Which is,
that's awesome, because that's a part of the market that without you, I couldn't serve, right? We couldn't talk about on this channel, because unless you got a credit card, which is a huge limit for some, or some way to, write a check for 50 grand. No banks, not Matt, the mortgage guy, no bank wants those. The paperwork, it's too much risk. So the fact that you could do 3, 4 together is pretty cool.
Right. So it's helped out, quite a bit of people who, again, like you said, in that particular lower price range market, it's just tough to get the financing because most banks won't touch you under a certain loan amount. So we're able to, you know, facilitate a lot of that only because we group them together, like you said. So
Yeah.
it definitely helps out.
And that can't be easy, dude, because you're still doing the appraisals. You're still
doing same amount of work, same amount of paperwork, but it's like, what can we do? I mean, this is a market that needs servicing. We're going to provide it because we can, and we just bite the bullet and, you know, look for hopefully more of those together so that it makes it worth our while in the bigger picture, to where the combined loan amount is going to make it, you know what I mean? So
yeah, so kind of a
lot more work, but
building a relationship, I guess.
Right. Again, that's all I'm doing, because again, once we make that connection, we talk over their needs specifically, and then once they see how the effectiveness, the ease of use, and the time frame, it's usually repeat business. So
yeah, and then we talked about in episode number 2 today a BRRRR project. Are BRRRRs really common with one rental at a time?
Oh yeah, I mean, again, that's normally the phone calls.
Okay.
They're very rarely a fix and flip.
Okay.
Usually,
good job, people.
So usually it's just a different conversation of maybe using my money to acquire, rehab, and then maybe we refi out of, you know, using a bankable loan or conventional loan.
Yeah, of course.
Hit that limit. So there's always that conversation to make sure, have you exhausted all, you know, resources to at least, you know, look into conventional financing, just to make sure if you're still bankable, that's the way you go first.
Please. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then after that, that's why I step in.
Yeah. And then anybody doing what I did, if no is a totally okay answer, where they're like, hey, I've got this asset, I own it free and clear, I'm going to go get a 50% loan or whatever.
I've got a couple right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
I like it. And then the last one is apartment buildings, right? It doesn't sound like it started there, but again, 30-year money, 30-year AM fixed, given what I see going on.
No, I've got a gentleman right now. I think I'd maybe say his first name because it's very common, so I doubt anybody's going to know. But William, very smart man, has run the numbers and made total sense to him based upon, I believe, what he's got now. But he's in the middle of a 5-year fixed conventional. Yeah. And so the ease of use, very, very a stout investor, because he's at 50% below as far as LTV. So he's done, you know, very good.
He's doing okay. Yeah.
Oh,
shout out William.
Oh yeah. 2 apartment buildings below 50% LTV, all cash flowing, all fully occupied.
You're doing okay.
He's doing okay.
He's doing okay. All right. Well, good. I try to stay in touch with what's going on, but again, these are other people's businesses. If they talk about it in the Facebook group, I see it. Otherwise, I have any idea. So it does sound like this hour you spend with me every week is worthwhile. It sounds like it's okay for you and your business. I know you're helping out, but it sounds like it's worth your time.
I mean, yes, only because it's more of a, I think just a personal gratification initially, and then financially as it starts to build up. Yes. And it's just kind of like, it's a bonus really, because you see the effectiveness, you see the positive response, and the genuine gratitude, because you're really putting them in a much better place than what they thought. And a lot of times you're getting them out of a bad situation because it's like, you know, something's maturing. I got to get, you know, and then when you show them the difference in payment, because they're only used to getting private money, they're like, wait a minute, what? And so then when I'm thinking I'm, you know, giving them an okay deal, which I try to give, you know, a pretty good deal for most 100 at a time, people, they're like, yeah, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Wow, okay. And they would tell me, if you would know what I'm refinancing out of, you'd be like, oh my God, of course, you know, because again, they've only been aware of private money. So it's really, and again, when you make that relationship initially, you build up over time where all that cash flow.
Oh, you went on mute, buddy. Sorry. You went on mute. There you are. How you doing? So the cash flow, it's okay. Technology.
Yeah.
So and then the last thing I guess I'll talk about, because you just brought it up, is you are getting return business already.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, it makes sense, because again, all you gotta do is let me show you the proof in the pudding. Once you see the system, the effectiveness, and my rates are for real, it's always like plug and play. It's almost like that BRRRR strategy again. So it's just like maybe we can call it CURR, you know, call Steve.
Call Steve.
Right? Let's do a new acronym, hashtag CURR, right? What's CURR? Call Steve, right?
Yeah.
Refi, rehab, rent, repeat. I don't know. You know,
we'll work on that. We'll work on something.
All right. Sorry. that's off the top of my head, you know.
Yeah, that came out of left field, but I like the creativity. I like it. I like it. Well, cool, man. The reason I wanted to ask all this is middle of your day, right? This is 10 o'clock for you. On a Friday, you know, you are cranking in your business.
I'm literally working as we're talking. I don't know if you noticed. I'm emailing. I'm like, sorry. So I
just know that I just know it's middle of your day. I know you've got a lot going on without one rental at a time. So I'm glad this hour a week is worth your time. So I know you're helping out the channel. So thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. And it's almost like this is problems to have. It's like, oh, I'm so busy. I got to work weekends because I got so much. Yes, I guess I can kind of have the luxury because I don't have like an immediate family, no kids or something like that. I could see where this would, my lifestyle and everything would not work very well in that kind of, you know, environment. So I appreciate people like you that do it every day, that has family, that has like, so trust me, the mutual respect and admiration goes both ways. So, bro.
Cool.
So thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you very much. And we will do it again next week. Take care.
Thanks, Mike.
Mm-hmm.